What's going on, world? And welcome back to the Pursuit of the Good Life podcast, your favorite podcast that helps you grow both personally and professionally. I'm your host with the most, your favorite coach, the Kameron Lovelace, helping you create your version of the good life every single Thursday. And today we have a very special edition of the Pursuit of the Good Life podcast because today, the official date when this comes out will be April 22nd, which is the day after my wedding anniversary. And y'all know we talk about both personal and professional development on this podcast, so I couldn't let this moment pass to kind of reflect and talk about my marriage. However, I wouldn't be doing the podcast justice if I just talked about one half of the marriage. So please welcome the special guest. She's a return guest. She's been here before, but please welcome my wife, the Sparkyl Lovelace. Round of applause, right? Studio audience. Anyway, hey babe.
Hey babe.
Welcome to the show again.
Thank you for having me. Again.
So, but today I really wanted to kind of relax, have a laid back conversation about like our experience of marriage, and we're not like relationship experts by no stretch of the imagination. Only been together 5 years, working on 3 years of marriage.
Right.
So I just want to talk about, like how marriage has been through us. Like we're young, we're 28, 27, and we're still figuring things out, still learning about each other. And of course we have come from two completely different backgrounds, still learning how to deal with that every day.
Yeah.
But most importantly, I guess the number one question is, what's made us work as far as this whole marriage thing?
This is a deep topic. Reason being is because I know I had to work a lot on myself. I'm still working on myself. And in the beginning, especially, I feel like before we was dating, when we was just dating, it was just mass confusion as far as different cultures combining together. But when it came to the marriage, I had to like fix my emotions, and I think I still doing that even going into year 3. So my emotion was the biggest thing I had to deal with to make this work. Because if anybody know me, I'm short-tempered. I get mad easy. I get annoyed easy. Like anything can set me off.
She got short people syndrome.
Whatever, don't do me like that.
It's a very short fuse. Like when she gets mad, it's like that.
Okay, but it's just like the simplest things. When you want something done, you want it in decency and you are in order. You want it the way you say you want it to be. So I know for me, my emotions was the main thing for me, and then communication. Because I say Bahamians talk this way. You say, well, I'm not a Bahamian, so you can't expect me to react or respond the same way a Bahamian man would be compared to an American man. And I think that was the biggest thing me and you had to deal with. But yeah,
what's made us work though? What you talk about a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Dealing with my emotions made it work. Like communication for sure, especially because you was a counselor. Everybody know him. Yes, he don't bring it home, but sometimes I feel like I could be a client sometimes, and so I feel like you sitting down with me and helping me to gather my emotions and allow me to talk more, help me to work on that. That made our marriage work. I feel like we ain't nothing else going on. We don't cheat on each other. We respect each other. We love each other. They're the main things. It's just that the communication, emotions, we just had to sit down and deal with it.
I agree. And to kind of follow up on that, I think, people say communication is what makes any relationship work. But, I say that obviously you've heard me say this in my speeches and my presentations. It's deeper than that. It's really like getting to a level of understanding.
Right.
Because we can be both speaking. I mean, you come from Bahamas, you speak English, I speak English, but if we're not talking about the same thing, we're supposed to speak in English, but we don't understand each other. So I think really like understanding that your brain is not wired like mine.
Definitely.
So it's like when we were dating, like I think I noticed this, like planning for the future
was not me.
Like that's not what you're used to. Like I come from a background. It's like, okay, well, what you're trying to do with your life, what's 5 years down the road, maybe now I'm to the space where I'm like 10 years down the road, I'm thinking about what our life is going to be like when I'm 38. And I'm talking to you, like, what do you want our life to be like in 10 years? And you're like,
why not now?
Let's figure out now.
Today?
Let's about next week. And so I think like understanding that has been key for me.
Right.
And it's still a growing point for me personally, because, you know, I'm looking at it from my perspective, you know, looking at it through, okay, we have to build this, we have to make sure we're going through this trajectory and Right. And then like here you come and like, hey, but what about this? Right. What about that? And then also, so if you follow me, if you really do, you know that I sometimes, if you catch it quick, I am not very grammatically sound on my post. I'm gonna be honest. I be missing words. I be missing two. I be missing numbers sometimes. And this one, because she has her notifications like set for when I post, and if she catches it, she will either call me, and first of all, she be cussing me out. I don't know.
Don't do that.
She be cursing me out. She be making me feel like I'm a little child. Talk about, babe, do you read your post? Do you read? I'll be like, bruh, I read it. I just like, I don't know what it is about my brain, but I literally will like miss. I think a word is there, but it don't be there.
Yo, no. So, let me tell you what about that. Just I ain't gonna go in too much into it, but Mr. Lovelace over here would see a post, read the sentence. Actually, one time he told me to proofread it. I sitting together with him, so I said, "Okay, babe, let's do this. Say it out loud together. We reading it together, and you still saying something different than on the screen. How that make sense?"
So, like I said, in my mind, it'd be right. Like the way that I say it. And I think when you started seeing that, like the way that I be saying, you were like, okay, yeah, he really doesn't see it. Like he reads it and think and like puts the word there, but the word don't be there. But anyway, I used to get in my feelings because I felt like she was like coming for me, and she really was at first. But she realized like, let me have a lighter hand when I'm coming at him.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was the fact that we still was learning how each other talk.
I think so, yes.
That's what it was.
Yes, and I didn't understand that you just want my post to be best the first time it comes out. Like you want it to be like good, not people like looking at me crazy because I'm missing words, punctuations and stuff like that. So
because let me say this, I'm his biggest supporter, and I feel like if he got a post got a bunch of grammatical errors, other people would be looking at you like, you supposed to be a counselor, you supposed to be a coach, you supposed to be this, that, and the third, a leader. People look up to you, and you getting all these mistakes. I don't want nobody coming for you, because if they come for you, then I gotta come for them, and y'all ain't one of them problems. Because yes, I'm small in stature, but I could come for anybody over this man.
So the post would be fire, but like she would be coming at me with fire, like yo, this. You messing up, because this will be better if you did this. Right. So it took a minute for me to understand like the love behind that fire.
Yeah.
And I had to quit taking it personal, and I had to realize, okay, she just wants me to do this at
So let me ask you this: how long did it take you to realize that I wasn't coming for you?
Probably when I first got certified in the Welcome to the Jungle assessment, and I learned that, and I literally like saw on paper that we are on opposite ends of the spectrum in some areas. In a lot of areas we're like similar, but for specifically like my lion is high and your turtle is high and my turtle is very low. So that means like naturally I'm not very detail oriented. Naturally, I am not. I'm a big picture guy. Let's get it done quickly.
Right.
And you're not. Like your line is very low. So like when I literally like saw it on paper, I was like, that's why you can't stand when I mess up my post. That's why you're always on me. It's not because you're picking on me. It's just because that's how you're wired.
Right. And then I'm not perfect either, but I just want the best for you. in everything that you do. So it ain't a matter of me saying, oh, let me just look at every little thing he do and just pick it up and be like, you wrong. You can't do nothing right. It wasn't even a matter of that. I just don't want nobody come for you, and then I gotta get involved. That was the whole point of that.
Right, but I didn't hear that. I was hearing you coming for me. That's
Right.
all I was hearing. So
But why though?
that's just how my ears was fit. It's like, dang, you can't even tell me I thought it was pretty good post. I thought it was fire. You know, I got the lighting right.
Mm-hmm.
I got the caption. I mean, the caption was messed up, but like I thought it was a good post, and it's like, no,
But
it's
tell
trash.
the
Like
people-
that's what I heard. Like you weren't saying it's trash, but all I heard was.
But don't I usually
trash.
start off with saying, babe, good post,
Now you do.
but
In the beginning, you did not.
da 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 da.
In the beginning, you did not. But
So that's where I went wrong.
when I pointed that out, you were like, you started making the corrections.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah, that's how that go.
Okay.
Has marriage been what you kind of expected it to be? Like from what you like, I think people before they get married have this preconceived notion of what they expect it to be, or maybe a movie that they reference it to, Love and Basketball kind of love.
That's my movie.
All that good stuff.
Yeah.
But is marriage kind of been what you expected it to be, or has it been completely different?
Honestly, I could say kind of, yeah. I always was the type to want to be married. Like, at some point, I was getting married. As far as a fairy tale, I never thought it was going to be a fairy tale. Somebody knows?
No, I was about to say, keep in mind when we first met, you said you was going to marry yourself. So that's why I was like.
Okay. But that's a story for another day.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna let you have it.
no, but for real though, I honestly didn't think it was gonna be this hard because I never knew I was gonna marry somebody outside of my culture. So the fact of the matter that I did marry somebody who was not Bahamian, everything just shifted for me. So it's like learn how to talk to you without you taking it as I coming for you, or you understanding where I coming from, I understand where you coming from. I think all of that played a part into it. But I had a figure to look up to, my parents, because they going on 29 years of marriage. Because I could believe 28. Yeah, they going 29 years of marriage. So I always saw them as, oh, I want to be like that. I want to have kids one day. But I don't say marriage is hard. This marriage ain't hard. It's just that I have to put in work every day to make sure it lasts. So
I agree, because I think what people see is of course, the social media posts, of course, the vacations, of course, the children. They see all the highlights. They see what you put out into the world. Nobody, I think recently, like I'd say over the last 8-10 years, like people have been actually talking about the work that comes in to making a marriage last. And I think that was not really a reality check for me, but I think I underestimated how much work actually goes into making a life with another person.
right.
And I think that's what's made it I won't say just it's the hardest thing in the world, but it is it's significant. You do have to work at it consistently. I mean, just like anything else, if you only go to church on Sundays, but you don't have a prayer life. If you only go to the gym once a week, once a month, then your physical activity ain't gonna be right. So in that same breath, you have to keep working on your marriage, but also, and I think we're going through this as well. You got to realize when the other person is changing. So, for example,
Yes.
so when we were before this house, we had a conversation. You told me, I want to go out. I want to start doing things. I want to be out and about. Now, when we were dating, this was not your tune.
It was
You were homebody. I remember when we were together, your first birthday, you were okay just being at home, doing nothing, and just chilling.
right.
So that was a complete 180, because I was like, I'm a broke grad student. I can't be going out every week. I was like, I can't do that, but I can compromise. We can go out like twice a month. That was my compromise. And so I think, but even there's like small changes with us now. Like, for example, like I said, you know, I had this grand plan to be, you know, open my own private practice as a counselor and, you know, all this good stuff. And then, like, you know, after graduation, I looked at you and I was like, I think I'm not going to do that no more. And you was like, huh? You don't remember looking at me like, huh? What you don't remember that?
No.
You don't remember like looking at me and saying like, what you mean you're not going to do that no more?
Be a counselor? I mean, have a private practice?
Yeah, having private practice and, you know.
Go all the way with.
Yes,
I definitely was that. I'm like, but you spent your whole life wanting to do this. So why are you changing all of a sudden?
I wouldn't say my whole life.
Majority of it.
A significant part of my life, yes, was focused on that. And so I don't really want that anymore.
But even if, I feel like change gonna happen regardless. Going back to your previous comment about me wanting to go, I think it was me because I was seeing social media or this one taking they significant other here and stuff like that. I'm a homebody. Like, I prefer to be home every single day. But date nights or just doing something, I want to do that more. Because we got, you know, when the finances can continue to increase.
You got a little money now. We got a little money now.
So, you know, you want to, you know, you want the world to see you're out, stepping out, you know, sharp.
You want the world to see you stepping out.
I'm
perfectly fine.
You are perfectly fine, but I just want you to come with that element and
right. But I'll just
step out too.
I agree, but I'm just saying, like, part of marriage is also navigating those. I won't even say changes, because I'd say it's like a system update. Like, if you want to put it in cell phone terms, iPhone terms, like there will be updates that just like change us. And even in 3 years, I'm curious to see when we get to year 10
or 5
or I don't think there'll be huge difference between 3 and 5, but I think there will be at year 10.
I think a 5 will have a difference.
Okay, we'll see. We'll check back in 2 years. But I think it's important for us to like know and also give each other like the space to change. And as long as the change isn't like
dramatic,
like
drastic,
drastic, like I'm gonna be honest, like sex change. I don't know if I could love you. You said I'll come home and I'm a man. I don't know if I could do that.
I wouldn't do that to you.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I could do that. I'm just being honest.
I feel like you would have seen that by now if I wanted to do that.
Yes. But yeah, I think like as long as there's like enough space and grace to leave that room for change, I think that's very important.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. What was I about to say? Hold on, what's my next question here? Just want to make sure I'm staying on track. No, we live. What do you love about our marriage?
Do it again.
Our marriage. What do you love about our marriage specifically?
Where do I start? This is such a general topic. What do I love? What should I answer? What I love about you, or just love about what we do together?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go first. So I get my thoughts together.
Okay. I particularly love about our marriage is that we can literally be around each other all day and not be tired of each other. Now, it took work.
Boy, don't do that.
Because it took work. Because I ain't gonna lie to you.
Don't do that.
When we was dating, and you moved in, and I was like, you really here all day, huh? Like, you said like you really here, like you still here. If I go take a shower, I go. Oh yeah, you still here, huh? Yeah. Okay. Listen, I'm just speaking my truth.
Okay, speak your truth.
That was an adjustment for me. But eventually, I got used to it, and I enjoyed the idea of you being there all the time.
But you had a roommate, though. In college, you had a roommate. So what's the difference between a roommate and me?
I was an RA for 2.5, 3 years.
You still had a roommate when you wasn't.
I did, but I grew out of that. And then when after college, I moved in with my brother. So it was like,
that's still
going
a roommate.
back to home. It is, but it ain't, because, he was
always
gone. I was gone. So yeah.
Okay.
But it was like, come back home. Hey,
And I still there.
You here? Hey, go take a shower. Come back. You still, you know what I'm saying? But
So you wanted me to leave?
no, I did not say that. Don't twist my words.
I asked
I'm
him.
just saying that was an adjustment for me. And now I love that part about us is that I have somebody to come home to and I can enjoy being around you all day. Even though we can be in separate rooms or you can be doing your thing, watching crazy YouTube drama, whatever you be watching. And I can be over here either playing the game, listen to a podcast, working on my podcast,
Right.
editing something. Like, I like that we can share the same space.
Okay.
Because, in particular, this past year, I think we saw COVID, like, I don't want to say COVID broke up a lot of people.
It did.
But I want to say that it kind of shined a light. It,
Oh,
forced people to be together and, like, say, hey, like, I really don't like you.
Right.
So
we was used to being
yeah,
together.
so we was used to being
all
together,
day.
and I think we knew how to navigate us sharing the same space consistently for consecutive days.
Okay.
And even when you had the COVID scare at work,
Right.
like 14 straight days together. It's like, oh, you still here, huh?
You like me next to you, so don't do that.
But listen, like I said, I love it now. But when we first started dating, that was an adjustment for me. I know, me personally. You might have been fine with it, but it was like me. It's like, oh, okay, this is new. This is new. Okay.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
for
Yes.
me, okay. So you say you like the space. For me, what I love.
Yes, that's one thing. Yes.
One thing. Okay. What I love about our marriage is, I don't know, this is just so broad to me. Hold on, I got one. I feel as though is the fact that we could be ourselves.
Yes.
Like, I don't have to sugarcoat nothing with you.
Yes.
I don't have to put on a front. Like, you get 100% all of me. You get my happy, you get my sad, you get my frustrated, you get my annoyed.
Which is why I get so upset with you when you be putting on a whole different person in front of company.
I think it's like that because I care about you more than I care about other people. Not saying I don't care for other people. I'm just saying, like, you the top on my list.
That's basically what you said, but okay.
But you know what I'm trying to say. As my husband, you the
I
top
know
of
what
my
you're trying to
list.
say.
So
Saying to y'all.
what I could give this show to you, I feel like might be too harsh to somebody else. Even though I shouldn't be as harsh on you as my husband, I feel like that's the dynamic me and you got. And I just don't want to do that to other people. I don't know why.
You be taking advantage of the fact that I'm a counselor, that I'm empathetic, and that I can understand your emotions, and I can take it sometimes.
I don't even be thinking about that though. When I
know you
get
don't.
frustrated or annoyed, I don't even be thinking about, oh, he's a counselor, he can calm me down. I don't be thinking about that in that moment. But yeah, but about our marriage, I do love that we can be ourselves. Because you yourself with me and you different with other people, and sometimes I just gotta be like, Sparkyl, that's how he is. Like, he not the same with you like he is with Caucasians, blacks, family.
Caucasians especially. Yeah.
I'm just saying you are different, but I still allow you to be yourself. You know, sometimes I'd be like, who is this person? Like, you know, I do that to you. I'd be like, babe, calm down. You doing too much. But I got to understand that that's who you are. And you allow me to be who I am. And I'm talking to my girls. I be loud.
Oh, my Lord.
I be loud. I be saying what I got to say. But you allow me to do that because, you know, that's who I am. But all in all, I just like that we can be ourselves.
I agree. While you think about something else that I love about our marriage is, y'all ready? I love that you can cook, cause I was a little worried. Not when we got together.
Oh,
but I'm saying I was worried that I would marry somebody who couldn't cook, and I would have to do all the cooking, cause I was raised to cook on my own.
Right.
Shout out to Mom, and all the other people that taught me how to cook too, but especially Mom, who taught me grilled cheese, to lasagna, to spaghetti, to fajitas, to If you can figure out a recipe, you can figure something out.
Right.
I was concerned that I would have like a great supportive wife, but couldn't cook. So I would have to go out work, come home, cook. So I like that we do a good job of like taking turns and also like supporting each other, like when the other like needs something.
True.
So like when you have a long day at work, or if you have to go to travel to do massage, I know.
Let me say something.
Look,
I have to say this.
okay.
Y'all, I work all the time. If you know me, I'm busy, like work, school.
In
home.
this season of life,
this season,
yes, you've been busy.
If I run late for work, my husband will make me a smoothie or warm me up some sausages, warm me up waffles. When I come home from,
right.
huh? Y'all please ignore this man. When I coming home and he know I getting off late, he'll make sure I have food or what you want to eat. I'm go and get it. That's definitely what I love about you. That you, even though you would be tired or annoyed, this what you do. I'd be like, babe, can you make me the smoothie? Don't worry about it. Then he'd be like, I'm gonna go do it. I say, nah, you be doing all this attitude.
Listen, I'm gonna be transparent. I sleep in just my boxes. I be relaxed. I be sleeping. And sometimes I don't fall. Person over here can fall asleep in 5 seconds.
That's true.
It takes me like good 20, sometimes 30. And if something's really on my mind, it might take a good hour. So I'll be falling asleep late. So if she asks me to do something and I am trying to get some sleep, my natural reaction, that's another thing. When I think you failed to understand. Like for a portion of our first half of our marriage, you had to understand.
What?
The morning time is not a good time to talk to me about
stuff.
stuff.
This is definitely true.
When I'm first waking up, if I'm not fully conscious, do not hold me responsible for any conversation that you had with me. Because one, I'm probably gonna halfway remember it.
This is true.
Two, I'm not gonna give you the response you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And just
That's why one day I'm gonna wake up in the morning and I say, babe, can you give me $1,000? And if you say yeah, that's
girl,
on you.
I'm probably just gonna ignore you. But anyway, but that's why if you ask me to do something, I do have that attitude at first.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but you still do it.
Here's the thing: my face shows everything.
It does.
It just does. My clients love it too.
Yeah.
But my face shows everything. So yes, you're gonna see the annoyance, but I'm gonna still do it because I know if I don't do it, then you're gonna be at work hungry, and then you're gonna snap at somebody, but then you can't snap at somebody, so you're gonna have internal frustration, and then you may or may not get a lunch because you're good at what you do, and then you come home frustrated, angry. I get a phone call saying, "Why didn't you answer the phone?" Because I'm trying to work out and get this Cancun body together, and you looking at me crazy like, "Why didn't you answer the phone?" So it's like, you know what? Let me just do my part in this. Let me make you your little smoothie. Let me pack you your little lunch.
Not a little smoothie.
Let me make you your little smoothie. Let me pack you your little lunch.
Uh-huh.
And so you can at least have something to look forward to throughout the day.
Okay. That's
so yes.
And I love that about you.
So yes, I will give you attitude before I give you all that. And that's on Mary.
Had a lamb. Period. But yeah, though, for real though, I can't say I do love that about you. Whether you want to do it or not, you still go above and beyond to make me happy. And I feel like you did it when we was dating. Like when I wasn't working, when I moved to Memphis in 2016, I was not working. September of 2016. I literally didn't get a real job until June of 2017. And y'all, this man literally would do everything for me. He was what was your position at Rhodes?
I was a hall director.
Resident coordinator?
I was resident coordinator. I was a hall director over like 3 different res halls.
Okay, yeah. So that was his title. And he would get meals, swipe meal plans or whatever. And literally when he at work, he would give me his card to swipe. And that's how I would eat, or give me his money based off of what he was getting back from being in grad school. So I definitely love that about you, because from day one you was like that, and you still doing that for me. Even when you don't got it, you still can go above and beyond for me. So That's another
I'm
thing.
do what I can. If I can't do it financially, I was like, okay, well, I can at least make sure you got something to eat when you come
Right.
because I know you ain't ate all day.
Exactly.
And if you don't eat, then you getting hangry, and then so yeah.
Right.
But yes, say all that all to say, I love that we support each other.
Facts.
Like through what's going on, because when I was in grad school, and I distinctly remember when I had an assignment due, and I forgot the assignment was due. No, I had 2 assignments due. That one at the same night, and I was like, she's gonna be annoyed. Cause she got, keep in mind, she got a short fuse at this time, so she's not really good at emotionally regulating her emotions at this time. So I was like, hey, I forgot I had this assignment. Can you do this one and I'll work on this one so that we can, this is like an hour before it's due too. But you held it down and you made sure, and I think I got like an A on that assignment.
You know, I
too.
don't do late
stuff.
Last
minute.
minute.
I didn't know it. I wasn't certified. I didn't know. I was just like, look, I need this done. And you came through for me. And that's just one of the stories through my time in grad school. And you held it down. And now that I've been out of grad school and you've been going back to school, you've been getting yourself together, I've been able to return the favor and support you.
And then another thing, I have to say this before we move on, if you decide to move on. What I like about our marriage is that we do things 50-50. And a lot of people have this thing as to say, oh, the man's supposed to be doing all this. The man's supposed to pay all the bills. This, that, and the third. But with us, we did 50-50 from jump.
That ain't worked for us. That whole mindset.
We never even started that.
Yeah, that whole mindset of the man pays the rent, you pay the utilities, the man washes dishes, the woman cooks, the man pays the car note, the woman pays the... Listen, I ain't always had it. So I was just like, look, I'm going to help out when you can.
Right.
And if you need a little bit more, I got you. But I need you to handle like your portion.
Exactly.
That's just kind of been... You may disagree with that. You might be old fashioned, but look, that's what's worked for us.
Right. Because over the years, I ain't always had it. Over the years, he ain't always had it. I mean, in the beginning, you did. And then the switch, and then the switch.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, okay, babe, this time around, I'll take care of this. You handle what you gotta handle. I'll do this. And then we just used to doing that, going back and forth, helping each other. Oh, that's how we made this work. Because if I had just drained you from day one, and I just spending money on myself and not helping us out, we probably wouldn't be in this house. We probably wouldn't have one car paid off, the next one almost paid off. Like a lot of our finances probably wouldn't have been paid off. Like I don't see how people would drain the man because he's supposed to be the man of the house. Like that is something I never agreed on. So I thank you for allowing me to step in, because
And I thank you for not being trifling.
Yeah.
Because that was a no-no for me.
Yeah.
Like I knew that coming in, because I like any relationship, I was like, no, you're not gonna mooch off me and just let me pay everything.
Exactly.
So yeah, I had a thought and I lost it, but I'm gonna try to get it back as I'm talking.
Okay.
But one thing that I love about you specifically, so like there's marriage that we have together, and then one thing that I specifically love about you is like you're not high maintenance. Like I know, and every time I've said it to her, like I love that you're not high maintenance. I love that I can take you around my family and just relax. Like I ain't got to worry about you like being prissy or having an issue with moving or have an issue with showing up at this time, staying for until 1 o'clock in the morning. Like that was a big deal for me because like your family is in the Bahamas.
Right.
So like I know my family's cool, but I know it's not like we ain't everybody's cup of tea. And in the beginning, my brothers be flaming you.
They sure was.
But that's how they showed that they loved you. But like I love that you have taken everything that has come with like our life in stride and not in high maintenance and like you gotta have it a certain way, like you gotta have it this way. Like I love that you are not that because some of my past situationships have been like, no, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
So I love that specifically about
But-
you,
Mm-hmm.
that you are not high maintenance and you're very laid back. And as long as you got a full stomach, enough sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and take you out every now and again, you good. You know what I'm saying? You good. So kind of lucked out on that one. It may change, but I hope it doesn't.
Right.
But we'll deal with it accordingly.
Okay, so last thing for me, as far as what I love about you, I'd say that you put me in my place, even though I don't want to be put in my place. You put me in my place when you know.
You're gonna live far. You're gonna live far.
What?
I'm saying when you go look like
okay. Yes, bring it back in. Come on, you know you're doing a little bit too much right now. Simmer down. So, yeah, because I feel like I'm a type of person who can almost like run over people with your type of personality. I feel like I could run over, quote unquote, the good guy. And you don't allow that. Like, you firm up when you need to with me. You know, you don't put your hands on me. I ain't saying all of that. But I'm saying, you know when to raise your voice and be firm. Be like, hey, chill out. This ain't what we gonna do. So, yeah, I like that with you. Respectfully.
Respectfully. I don't be telling you shut the hell up.
Right.
I ain't never told you that.
No, you never tell me that.
I agree. So what advice could you give to somebody about navigating the first year of marriage? I know we're on year 3, so we've regressed about that, but what about navigating like that very first year? Because everybody goes through the little premarital counseling at the church. Let me not say everybody.
Yeah.
Some people
yeah,
go through a little quick premarital counseling. Sometimes you listen to the pastor, sometimes you don't. There's a lot that you learn in that. If you take it seriously, you learn a little bit about each other.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you say like navigating that first year of marriage, and then how have you navigated from year 1 through year 3?
Okay, I say so. Navigating into year 1.
Yes, first, like surviving the first year, because like the first year, is I won't say a curveball, but it's for some people it's a honeymoon, but some it's a complete like, whoa, I didn't know that.
So this might be a bit deep. I don't know if it'll be deep, depending on who watching this. But I'd say navigating into year 1, show your true colors. What I mean by that is, you don't want to be hiding who you are and then going into 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your husband or your significant other saying, well, who is this? Like, who is this person? I thought you was this kind of way. Then also, cater to your man, cater to your woman. Like, you don't want it ever be where they got to be looking elsewhere for love and respect. So I feel like we did that a lot in the beginning, where we catered to each other. So now we're getting to have fun, go out, don't be home. Try to travel, but we didn't get to do all of that because money wasn't where it was at.
Right.
But if we did have it, we would do all them stuff. As far as navigating into year 3, I would say continue to show each other love and respect. Continue to travel, continue to date each other. I always tell you, babe, I want to go on more dates. I want to feel like I still dating you. Like, sometimes I even ask, why you don't send me them text messages you used to send me back in the day? Like, where that at? Oh.
Because you're here.
I'm just saying.
Because
like,
I will leave and come back and you're here.
I still want to feel.
I don't have to say good morning. I can say good morning, babe. Kiss you.
But I still want to feel like you still want me. Like, how much times
I feel you on
gonna
that.
ask
I feel you on that. Yeah.
How much times I gonna ask you, babe, hi, look, I still look good to you. I still pretty to you, and all these good stuff. And you be like, babe, you are. How much I ain't gonna tell you that? Why don't you know this? But that and then the third, and I'd be like, I want to hear it. So navigating into the different years, make sure your partner hears and knows what they want. Like, learn each other. What's the word? Like, acts of service.
Oh, love languages.
Learn each other's love language. I like words. So Mr. Lovelace over here continuing to learn that he got to say words to me. Because that's all I want. I don't care for gifts and all of that. Words. Him, he want acts of service. I got to remember, help him over the dishes. Maybe take out the garbage. And ain't nothing wrong with taking out the garbage, ladies. Just saying. Helping out with stuff around the house to make his life easier. So that's like a couple things, I guess, I would say navigating. I'm putting God first. Remembering to put God first. I should have said that from day one. Putting God first in every single thing that you do. Like literally every single thing. Him over here, he's a praying man. Every day in the word. I slacked off a lot. I would say I slacked off a lot. But if it wasn't for him, I feel like a lot of stuff that's happening in our lives wouldn't be possible because of the prayers that he does for our relationship.
You would have drove me crazy if not for the Lord who's on my side. But anyway, I agree with all that. I think two things. You got to be open and you got to be humble. Here's what I mean by that.
Okay.
You got to be open to what's going on, like, with you. So as men, we have a tendency to like lock in our emotions or not let on when stuff is bothering us or whatever, like we're feeling or how we see things or if we need change. And I think something that is good for us, even though we've had to do this constructively, but I think we've always like been open to like how we were feeling. Like even though it might be like really frustrated, it might be really upset, like you gonna know like where we stand with each other. And I think like you got to be able to, in order to like deal with that, you got to be open to even sharing that and letting the guard down. I know that was a big for me because I won't say raised, but I think I was conditioned to like hold my emotions in. And I realize now that being open not only is good for my marriage, but it's also good for like the work that I do and working with people.
Exactly.
So I think in marriage especially, like you need to be open to like how you're feeling like along the journey. Like don't wait for things to blow up, then you saying the big laundry list of things.
Exactly.
But like along the way, like saying it's been 7 days, I know you tired, but you know it's been 7 days.
Hey, y'all, he literally would do that.
I'm just like, well, I'm just letting you know, like you, man's supposed to eat.
Y'all, let me tell you that what you was do. He would send me text messages of like gifs and stuff to let me know when he, I'm
just saying, gotta let him know. Gotta be open. Gotta have good conversation. Gotta be open.
Right.
But two, you gotta be humble because you got to be able to accept that feedback when it's not so favorable. So you may think you the sweetest thing this side of Nassau, but no, your stuff stink too. So like we as I think as people, not as men, not as women, but like as people, we want to think that we're in like the best light. We like think of us in the best light. So we don't like to humble ourselves, put our pride to the side, and like look like say I could improve on that. I missed the mark here. Like okay, I messed up here. But if you can do that in marriage, and you can come to your partner and say, okay, what can I improve on? And if they give you 5 things, at least work on at least one of those 5 things. Right,
and that's what we do. We continue to do over the years because, if everybody knew when we got married in 2018, I was less than 100 pounds. Didn't know why. Had an idea. But then I was like, that got to change. So what we did over the years, over the months, to be like, babe, what do you want me to work on? It's not, yes, I want to do stuff for myself, but I got to ask my husband what he wants to see on me. Do you want me to have bigger breasts? Do you want me to have bigger shoulders? Do you want me to have a bigger butt? Like, what do you want? And that's not saying I don't have no self-esteem or whatever. I can't figure stuff for myself. That's not what I'm saying. It's just this who I'm married to. He gotta see me. I ain't trying to look good for nobody else but him. So I asking you every day, what can I improve on as far as me? What can I do to better myself? You be like, babe, read more, do podcasts. You know, I don't like podcasts. I don't care for podcasts. Like, I care for it, but I have a short attention span. If you give me short clips, sure, I got you all day. But what you started doing, what we started doing together, we started watching Mike Todd YouTube videos to help work on ourselves. So it's just some stuff simple like that you could work on together.
Yeah, because my thing hasn't always been beauty, because beauty comes and goes. But if you work on your person, like if you work on your character, you work on your patience, you work on like the things that are intangible that will take you farther. That's what I place more value in. So that's what she's referring to. So no, I don't want you to go to Dr. Miami and get double D's put in. So kind of I'm okay with what you got. So yeah, I'm sorry. Was that all you had to say? Cool.
On that part, yeah.
Cool. So I was in the podcast with these two questions. So the first one is, what's next for our marriage?
What's next for our marriage?
What do you see? What's next? What do you see? And I'll tell you what I see.
I see a family next for us. And I see us growing our family. I see us traveling more. I see us spending time with each other, learning more about each other. I see me being in control of my emotions when it comes to you, and talking with a calm tone more with you. I just see us growing businesses and getting our finances up.
I see the same thing, especially like I think we're finally, I think in the last 2 years, especially, we've gotten to the place to where we're not living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
And that's, again, going back to the low maintenance thing. We didn't get a chance to take a honeymoon.
No.
Well, let me say that. We didn't get a chance to take a honeymoon immediately after the wedding because I was in grad school, smack dab in the middle of grad school. You was getting paid pennies on the dollar at your first job. Second year, I was my last semester graduating, so we had, it was money a little tight. Yeah. Plus, we was about to buy a home, and then year 2 anniversary, coronavirus. So here we are.
Yep.
3 years later, better financial situation. We can do a whole lot of things better. So, like, I say all that to say I love that we are not in a place where we are just playing defense, because you can play like phenomenal defense in any sport, but you still got to put up points to score.
Exactly.
And so with what you were saying, I love that we are now looking at investments. Like now we're looking at, okay, we want to live life abundantly. Right. That's the good Lord said. We want to live our version of the good life. And to do that, we got to make some moves. Right. We can't just work 9 to 5 and work the hamster wheel over and over again. So if that means you're going to go back to school, cool. In that period you're going back to school, what am I going to do? Because that's a significant part of money that will go away. So it's like, okay, let me work on some stuff now. Let me do some here. Let me work that so that when you're ready to go, boom, we're ready. Straight. When these kids come up and they charging thousands of dollars for daycare,
we got to save
y'all pray my strength. When we got it. Like, we got it. We can handle it.
Right.
So that I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I see us, because, I like thinking 10-year gaps. When we're 38, yeah, you can't even think about 38.
Because I still 27.
I know you still 27. But yeah, when we 38, I see us definitely, all kids being here. I see us thriving. Like, I see you done with school, done with certifications, done with
most definitely
all that stuff, and we are really like out here getting it, like with like purpose and moves and vacations and going back to the Bahamas every summer and doing all those things.
Right.
So, yeah. Last question is, I always say, like, look into the camera and tell those people who are just like you, come from a similar background as you, and give them like some words of advice that you could give somebody who's aspiring to be in your situation.
Is this life advice or marriage advice?
Either or, both. Indubitably.
Okay, so I would say
Camera to your mouth.
the camera to your mouth.
No, you know what I'm saying. Have the mic to your mouth. Have the camera out. Have the mic out.
Okay, I would say this: like when you want to better yourself, what are you trying to say?
Take your time, baby. Take your time, baby. Take your time.
You
Gotta be like in church.
like your graduation. Okay, when you want to better yourself, don't hold back. Cause don't be like, oh, I don't have the finances, I can't travel, I don't have this and that and the third. When I moved to Memphis, I didn't know where I was gonna be living. I didn't know how I was gonna be paying for stuff. I don't know how I was gonna have food. I don't know. I didn't want anything from my parents. I never was the type to say ask my parents for stuff. I wanted to do everything on my own. So just don't hold back and do what you want to do. And as far as marriage per se, if you don't see marriage in your family, don't allow it to determine that you're not going to be married one day because you don't see it in your family. Like, research, look at other couples, look at inspiring couples. For example, if y'all know Deval and Kadeen on Instagram, you can look them up, the Ellises. Like, they are inspiring couples, and we follow them, and they help us in a way because they got a family, similar backgrounds. Yeah, they got a family. They didn't start off with a bunch of money, but they grew as a couple, and where they at now, making money on TV, got a podcast, got 3 kids, one and a 4, and we want 4 kids. We want a family. We want to grow. We want to be. I mean, might not be on TV. I know about all that, but yeah, I just would say, venture out, research, don't hold back, allow yourself to be the best you could be.
I agree with that. I would also say, going along with the Ellis's point, is find couples who you could model yourself after, but at the same time, like, your marriage is your marriage. Like, definitely. Do what works for you. And that's the main reason I want to do this podcast, because you want to do what works for you in your relationship. Don't you try to be Kameron. Don't you try to be Sparkyl.
Right.
No, we fall short often. And we have to come back and correct, and we have to come back and say, hey, I think I missed the mark with that one.
Right,
so,
right.
Hey, I messed up. Hey, let's do things different. So, like, do what works for you is the biggest thing when you're going into your marriage. Like, figure out what works for you as a husband, figure out what works for you as a wife, and then come together and figure out how y'all can work on that together. Right. That would be the biggest takeaway coming from a young married couple, as I would say.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems with young people today. Social media is our life. I wouldn't say it's our life, but it's the main thing we look at. So if we see couples, we compare all the time. We see couples, we see the Ellises, we see Sierra and what is his name? Russell Wilson, my bad, sorry. We see all these different people, and we be like, oh, I want that. But you don't know what they doing to get that. They showing you the camera version of them, but you're in the house with them. They ain't showing you that they're getting up and praying
together every day.
Thank you.
They ain't getting up and showing you that, Deval be going for weeks at a time in Hollywood and all the stuff behind the scenes. And they ain't showing you all that. They ain't showing you the work. And yes.
So definitely don't always think social media is what you should look for. Like Kameron said, that seems so weird saying Kameron. Like Cam saying, do what works best for you. Learn each other. Know what works. Know what doesn't work, and go from there.
All right. Well, that's our show. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you are watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Facebook, smash that like button. Smash the like button, subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. If you're listening to this on iTunes, go ahead and give us that 5-star review. We only do 5 stars only, not
Right.
1, not 2, only 5, so that we can continuously get this up to those who really need this, because this was a great one. Thank you for joining me. Very special return guest, my Bahamian Beyonce, wing beneath my wings, Sparkyl Lovelace. And
Thank you for
anything
having me.
else? Oh, do you want to drop any contact? I always say, if you want people to contact you, if you want any whatever, drop your socials if you feel so inclined.
You feel so inclined. My Instagram name is @_shortylow. The first O is a 0.
So I'm campaigning to change it to something that's easier to find. So
But my
That
Facebook
may or may
is
not
Sparkyl
change.
Lovelace. That's
Yes.
easy.
yes, but Sparkle with a Y.
Sparkle with a Y. SPARKYL. It's not Sparkyl. It's not Sparkly. It's Sparkle.
Her parents were special.
It's my sister.
Oh yeah, your sister. Shout out to Ronya. Anyway, that's our show. Yeah. So you know how we do. We do this every single Thursday, help you create your version of the good life. Until then, we'll see you next week.